What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTB Ravens Media, giving you Ravens content every single day. Now, today's content, we're going to be talking about wide receivers because it came out recently that, according to Jamison Hensley, the expectation is Baltimore won't pursue a number one wide receiver like Allen Robinson or Kenny Golladay. And so who are the Ravens going to go after? And I think the perfect guy for the Ravens to go after is actually JuJu Smith-Schuster. JuJu Smith-Schuster, I think Spot Track has his market valued about $16 million, which is still very pricey. However, it won't be nearly as much as the $20+ million of the Kenny Galladays and Allen Robinsons of the world. So if the Ravens want to go for a, kind of second tier wide receiver free agent, I think JuJu is the perfect guy. And I think a lot of Ravens fans are familiar with JuJu Smith-Schuster as we play him twice a year. And I think a lot of people think that JuJu Smith-Schuster had a down year last year. And while he did not have as many yards as he's had in years past, Pittsburgh did bring in new players. Deontay Johnson really stepped up. Chase Claypool obviously came in and kind of took the deep threat role that JuJu played a little bit in his earlier years with Antonio Brown still on the roster. But JuJu last year had a career high in touchdown receptions with 9. And overall, he played lower. He played in the slot. He took the underneath routes, and that's really what he did for Pittsburgh last year. And also, Big Ben wasn't throwing it deep nearly as much as he used to. So the first question you might be thinking is, why would JuJu ever come to Baltimore, even in the first place? Obviously, it's a division rival. We heard what AJ Green said when somebody asked if he could go to Baltimore, and he said, "No, I'm not going to go play for the Ratbirds." But JuJu's an interesting story because while, yes, big rival with Baltimore, T. Martin is now in Baltimore. T. Martin at USC was his wide receivers coach. So that's something that you can look at as kind of a connection that could maybe bridge the gap to getting JuJu into Baltimore. It wouldn't be the first time a Steelers wide receiver ends up in Baltimore. For example, Mike Wallace. Mike Wallace ended up coming to Baltimore, and he ended up playing pretty well. But JuJu coming back to play with T. Martin would be a very, very good fit. Just because, he's got the chemistry with T. Martin. T. Martin's trying to build up his culture of his wide receiver room. And JuJu is just the perfect guy that the Ravens need. Is he a 6'5", Rashad Bateman type? No. However, he is a 6'1", very physical wide receiver that can go over the middle. And that's something that the Ravens desperately need. It doesn't look like Willie Snead's going to be back. And while we could have Devin Duvernay play in the slot, he also can play outside. And JuJu is somebody who is not afraid whatsoever to go over the middle, make difficult catches, and get hit. Come on, we all loved when he got hit by whatever Bengals player decked him. And obviously, JuJu comes with antics. The dancing on the logos thing, I guarantee everybody, if that was – it's one of those things where you hate it. You absolutely hate it if it's not your guy. But if he's on your team, you'll love it. There's a lot of players like that in basketball. There's guys like Draymond Green, Patrick Beverly, where it's like you hate to play against them because they're just annoying. But when you have them, they're a great guy. JuJu's a great locker room guy, very fun personality. I think he's really fit, especially with guys like Lamar Jackson, who also has a very fun personality. So I think that could be a really good fit. But also the thing that JuJu brings to the Ravens is willingness to block. That's something that not a lot of wide receivers have. And while you can draft some guys that, are big, are physical, for example, Rashad Bateman, a guy like JuJu Smith-Schuster will come in and he'll be willing to block for, Lamar Jackson, Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins, whoever has the ball on the outside. Heck, if it's even, you throw a ball to Hollywood on a drag route, JuJu will be downfield. He'll be blocking. That's something that the Ravens desperately need. Whereas a guy like, there's plenty of other guys that the Ravens could go after. Marvin Jones, Corey Davis. I have a video on Corey Davis from our podcast. You can check it out. Not a big fan if that was the signing. Golden Tate. I've heard Adam Thielen. I don't think that's happening. But JuJu Smith-Schuster is the perfect kind of candidate for what the Ravens need. A physical wide receiver that can go over the middle, and he's also explosive. How many players in NFL history have 2 97-yard touchdown receptions in their career? I would bet nobody. But maybe there's somebody else that's done it. But he did it first 2 years. He has 2 97-yard touchdown receptions. And the other thing is JuJu has stayed pretty healthy throughout his career. His rookie year, he played in 14 games. Sophomore season, 16. Then he played 12 in 2019. And then last year he played in 16 games. And that's something that that's very valuable for the Ravens is staying healthy, because Hollywood's been in and out. Willie Snead's been in and out, but obviously Willie Snead's on the way out. Boykin's kind of been in and out. Prochet's gotten injured every once in a while. Like, staying healthy is something that is very, very valuable at the wide receiver position, especially for a team that needs physical wide receivers that can block. But JuJu's just, I think, in my opinion, he's the perfect guy. And as always, for people that disagree, comment it down below. I'd love to hear the other opinions. But for me, I think JuJu Smith-Schuster, if the Ravens wanted to go for that second tier wide receiver, not a top tier wide receiver one, like an Allen Robinson or like a Kenny Golladay, but if they wanted to go for a guy that's like, yeah, he's a wide receiver one, and we'll pay him like it, but he's not going to be as expensive, which is JuJu. He's kind of really one of the only guys in this free agent market where they've like really been established, and they're not going to get a ton of money. But I think if the Ravens are willing to pay him that type of money, I think he'd be the perfect fit. And like I already brought up, T. Martin being in Baltimore is going to be a main factor in how they can actually get him. Because if the Ravens didn't have T. Martin, I don't think there's any way that JuJu would actually come to Baltimore, because, well, when it's your rival, you typically don't want to go there. And, he's had some battles with Marlon Humphrey, but I think he would really respond well to coming into Baltimore and, playing under his former coach, who could help bring him there. And the other thing is, I don't know if he feels disrespected by Pittsburgh, but I think he, after his second season, it looked like he was going to be the guy. After they let Antonio Brown go, had a Pro Bowl season with about 1,400 yards, 111 receptions. I mean, he balled out. They let go of Antonio Brown. He gets injured, misses some games, and obviously he had horrendous quarterback play. Then Pittsburgh starts drafting new guys and starts playing him over him. And then they're going to let him walk. And that's something that I think, maybe he feels disrespected. And maybe he's like, some guys want to play in the same division because they want to, they want to stick it to their old team. And I don't know if there's any, I don't think there's any like bad blood between him and Mike Tomlin. Nothing like, Antonio Brown or Le'Veon Bell. But so that's something to look at. Maybe he likes playing against Cleveland and Cincinnati. Maybe he wants to go against Pittsburgh more often, or maybe he doesn't. It wouldn't surprise me if the Ravens don't go after him, just because it would be a difficult sign. But if they got him, I think he's, other than obviously the top tier wide receivers, which the Ravens reportedly aren't looking into, I think he's the perfect guy to come to Baltimore, because he does exactly what they need. He blocks, he catches the ball, and he makes big plays. But let me know down below what you think. Hit the subscribe button as well. Really appreciate all the people that have subscribed, have been watching the videos. But also hit the like button if you enjoyed it. And, I say it all the time, but, comment down below your opinions. And tomorrow's video will be a lot of fun, talking about tight end 2 options in free agency. But thank you all for watching. See you all again tomorrow.